Bab al-istima'i ila al-khutbati. Listening to the khutbah. And istima' is what kind of listening? Attentively. حدثنا آدم قال حدثنا ابن أبي ذئب عن الزهري عن أبي عبد الله الأغري عن أبي هريرة قال قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا كان يوم الجمعة. He said that when it is the day of Friday, وقفت الملائكة, the angels stand على باب المسجد, on the door of the masjid. يكتبون, they are writing الأول فالأول, one by one, meaning the first one first. What does that mean? That as the people are coming in, whoever comes in first, his name is written first. And whoever comes in second, his name is written second. Whoever is coming in third, his name is written third. Al-awwal fal-awwal. وَمَثَلُ الْمُهَجِّرِ. And the example of the muhajjir. Who is muhajjir? The one who comes at the time of hajira. A muhajjir is one who does tahjir, meaning the one who comes at the time of hajira. And what is that? To go at a time when it's really hot. So basically the sun is where? At its zenith. So right at noon time. Now you know that zuhr begins when? After noon time. Correct? And that is when Jumua will be performed. You understand? So the muhajjir is the one who is coming early, when it's really hot. You understand? At the time of hajra, before zawal. So the example of the one who comes early. Kamathali is like the one who, alladhi yuhdi badana, like the one who offers as hadi a badana. What is hadi? Sacrifice, okay, sacrificial animal that is sent where? To the Kaaba. Hadiyan baligh al-Kaaba. Hadi that is made to reach the Kaaba. So, not just an ordinary sacrifice, but a sacrifice that is sent to the Kaaba and it is slaughtered over there. It is offered over there. And he is sending what? A badana. What is a badana? A camel. Summa. Then the one who comes a little after him is kalladhi, like the one who yuhdi baqara. The one who sends a cow. Thumma kabshan. Then a kabsh, a ram. Thumma dajaja. Then a chicken. Thumma bayda. Then an egg. فَإِذَا خَرَجَ الْإِمَامُ. Then when the imam comes out, طَوَوْا صُحُفَهُمْ. The angels wrap up, they close their suhuf, their scrolls in which they were recording the names, their sheets. وَيَسْتَمِعُونَ الذِّكْرِ. And they listen to the khutbah, the dhikr, attentively. So what do we learn in this hadith? That if the angels are listening to the khutbah attentively, and they don't even write the names of people who are coming in anymore, what does it mean for us? That when we are attending Jumua khutbah, should we be writing the khutbah down? Should we be taking notes? Should we be checking our phone and sending text messages? Should we be talking to each other? No. If the angels are listening attentively, then the same is for us. We must also leave everything, even writing, even eating and drinking, leave everything and listen to the khutbah. Follow the angels. يَسْتَمِعُونَ الذِّكْرِ. You know what the angels are attracted to? What? Dhikrullah. Anything that is good. That is what they like. So much so that if there is a gathering in which dhikr is being done, the angels, they call each other. Come here, come here. This is where the dhikr is going on. And so many angels, they cover that gathering. So much so that the angels, they reach up to the skies. When a righteous soul is taken, and the angels of death, they're taking that soul up through the sky, what happens? The angels over there, they welcome. They welcome the arriving soul. And they all, they escort the soul from one sama to the next. Because if there is anything good, the angels will go there. Right? So, this is why we know that this is good. Listening to the khutbah is good. Because the angels are listening to it. What if it's in a different language that you don't understand? Still, it is good. What if you don't like the khatib? Still, it is good. Unfortunately, it happens many times. The khutbah is going on, people consider that to be a waste of time. That, come on, shorten it, finish it already. They consider it to be a waste of time. So they are doing their own adhkar at that time, or they're reciting the Quran, or they are talking to each other, or some people, they think that it's a gathering of seeking knowledge, so they start taking notes. You're not allowed to even take notes during khutbah.
Assalamu alaikum. We have to be example for kids. I remember this morning, I think my little daughter, she told me, I remember last Jum'ah, Mami, a woman, she came and asked another woman, is this yours? She's talking, and the woman, she's just looking straight, she's not talking. So she take from that lesson, from that woman, she's like, she doesn't allow to talk in the Jum'ah. I tell her many times, and she used to chat with her friend. Now she's like, she said, if you see that woman, she's not talking.
So this is the best way of teaching. That if somebody is even talking to you, you don't even look at them. You don't even look at them. And sometimes it may seem like rude, or the other person might get offended, or they're asking you, is this your bag? Is somebody sitting here? But still, nothing. You know what? If it's somebody's bag, they know, or inshallah they'll find out. And if it's somebody's spot, no spots are reserved in the masjid. Right? So everything becomes secondary when the khutbah is going on. يَسْتَمِعُونَ الذِّكْرِ. And then you should not say to them, be quiet. You should not say to them, be quiet, as we will learn. Because the harm of telling someone, be quiet, is that you lose the reward of Jumua. You lose the reward of Jumua. It's as if you did not gain anything. It doesn't mean that it was nullified, and you have to go perform Jumua again, or that you have to perform Salatul Zuhr. No, it just means that you didn't get much from it, from that entire effort. So you don't tell anybody at that time to be quiet. But let's say you are not performing salah. Right? It happens sometimes, women, they are at the masjid, they're not praying, and they see children talking, for example. Should they go and tell them? فَذَكِّرْ إِن نَفَعْتِ الذِّكْرَى. If the reminder is going to benefit, then remind. You understand? So if it's a 2-year-old child that's constantly crying or talking, is there any point in telling them be quiet? You'll probably make more noise by telling them to be quiet. Isn't it? Likewise, if there is an individual and they have been told once, or somebody gave them a look, okay, and they should have gotten the message, but you see, this is their habit, then should you make more noise by telling them to be quiet? No. And you see, it's always helpful to review the rules of going anywhere before going there. Sometimes we take it for granted that everybody knows what the rules are. But it's important to review them every now and then. Like for example, recently we had to go to the hospital frequently. So every time we would go, I would remind my children, we have to look at things but not touch them. Because imagine all this equipment attached to the person on the bed, and children get excited and they're pulling a plug here and touching the equipment. It could be really, really dangerous. So we would review all the rules. Of course, they would forget, because children are bound to forget. But reviewing each time was helpful. Eventually, they'll get it.
Either carpeting, either we fixing your earring or fixing stuff. So this might be we thinking, but the person sitting beside it, we might disturbing out.
Exactly.
Which is not allowed.
So the thing is that you cannot listen attentively if your body is moving. In order to listen attentively, your entire body has to be involved. So if you're continuously playing with your jewelry or, your bag or something, then you are distracted. It will affect your listening. Why is it that we have been told not to even say to another person, be quiet? Because you're going to miss something out. Remember what happened with Asma radiallahu anha? She went to tell the women, be quiet, and she missed the khutbah. So she had to ask Aisha radiallahu anha, what did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam say? So why is it that we have been told to not say anything, even be quiet to another person who's talking? Because we will lose something. We will lose the reward, we will lose the ajr, we will lose the ilm, the reminder. So for our own good, be silent. Right? And also one more thing. In Bukhari earlier we learned that when a person goes to the masjid, he should not clasp his fingers together. You understand? that fingers, they should not be, fingers of one hand should not be inserted into between the fingers of the other hand. You understand? This is something that is not allowed. You can do this, but after the prayer. Okay? So many times during the khutbah, because we're sitting for so long, we end up sitting like this. Okay? Or we start playing with our fingers, cracking our knuckles and biting our nails or something like that. Playing with the hands should be avoided. Or sitting with legs propped up, even that should not be done. Meaning sitting in such a way that the legs are propped up in front of a person. Okay, so that he has his arms wrapped around the legs. Okay, and the fingers are generally clasped together in this position. So this is something that should be avoided. Because it shows that a person is just, sitting there. You don't look attentive. And it's very, very disrespectful towards the Imam to sit in this manner. That a person is sitting so casually in front of the Imam. Okay, finish already so that we can pray, so that we can go. It's not good body communication. Now, one more thing I'd like to say here before we continue, that as women, many times, in most masajid, yes, we're not able to see the Imam, and the Imam is not able to see us. But that does not mean we can sit however we want, and we can talk however we want, and we can talk while a speech is being given. This is extremely disrespectful. The khutbah is going on, people are praying, and the women who are not praying, what are they doing? Constantly talking. Is this the adab of the masjid? Is this good adab towards the Imam, the khatib? No, it's very disrespectful. And even if it is not Jumua khutbah, if an announcement is being made, if a halaqah is being conducted, if during Ramadan, between the Taraweeh prayers, usually a small khatira is given, even during that, unfortunately, women talk a lot. That the voice of the Imam is completely drowned. This is extreme disrespect. Not just to the Imam, but to what? Dhikr. We are disrespecting the dhikr. Whose dhikr? Allah's dhikr, if we're talking at that time. So this is something that we must refrain from and remind one another of, that when the khutbah is going on, please refrain from talking. When a speech is being given, refrain from talking. When an announcement is being made, refrain from talking. There is a difference of opinion concerning this. Some said that it should only be in Arabic, but others said that khutbah is for the purpose of reminding people, and if they do not understand Arabic, then it can be in a different language as long as the other components are present. Which components? Recitation of a few ayat or reading of a few ayat, the hamd, sana at the beginning, amma ba'd, okay, the two khutbahs, then the khutbah is complete. You understand? Also, this hadith shows to us the importance of going early. That if you go early, your name is written, and if you go late, then what? Your extra reward is gone. Because the one who goes early, it's as though he is performing two ibadat. How? That A, he's coming for salah, and B, the reward of sacrificing an animal, sending it to Makkah, is being recorded. Because the person who's coming early, he is really performing an act of worship that is badani as well as mali, through his money also. How? He's leaving work early. Right? He could have billed an extra hour at work, but he is going early, so Allah will definitely appreciate that. Why not? وَاسْأَلُ اللَّهَ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. In a hadith we learn, Abu Darda said that the Prophet ﷺ, he sat on the mimbar and addressed the people, and he recited a verse. Abu Darda said that Ubay ibn Ka'b was next to me, so I said to him, "O Ubay, when was this ayah revealed?" But Ubay ibn Ka'b refused to speak to me. So I asked him again, and he refused to speak to me until the Prophet ﷺ came down from the mimbar, meaning the khutbah was over. Then Ubay said to me, "You have gained nothing from your Jumua except idle talk. You have gained nothing except lagh." When the Prophet ﷺ had finished the prayer, Abu Darda, he said, I went to him and I told him what happened. And he said, Ubay was right. When you hear your Imam speaking, then keep quiet and listen attentively until he has finished. And this is a hadith in Musnad Ahmad, classed as Sahih by Shaykh Albani. What if a person sneezes? A person sitting next to you, they sneeze. And they say, Alhamdulillah. Should you say, Yarhamukallah at that time, or Yarhamukillah? No. You don't respond to them at that time. What if somebody is coming in, and you see them, and they see you? Khutbah is going on. It happens, right? You make eye contact with someone. So should you say, Assalamu alaikum? And should they say, Wa alaikum assalam? Or the person who is walking into the masjid while the khutbah is going on, should they say, Assalamu alaikum everybody? No. But isn't it like the haqq of a Muslim? Not while the khutbah is going on. You see, everything becomes secondary. You cannot greet someone, you cannot respond to the greeting. You don't say Yarhamukillah to your sister when they sneeze. Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen said that it is haram to give salam during the Friday khutbah, because the tahrim is clear. You're not allowed to talk. There's so many evidences which show that the Prophet ﷺ, he made this clear to the people, and the Sahaba also, they acted upon this. So much so that they wouldn't answer the person sitting next to them. So it is not permissible for one who enters the masjid while the imam is delivering the khutbah to give salam. And it is also forbidden to return the greeting. You don't return the greeting at that time. There is one exception that is made in the case of, speaking to the imam, or the imam speaking to someone, okay, during the khutbah. So the imam is giving the khutbah, a person comes in, and he says something to the imam. Should he do that? No, technically you should just be listening to the khutbah. You're not allowed to talk to other people, and you're not allowed to talk to the imam either. Likewise, the imam, what is he supposed to be doing? Giving the khutbah. But can he pause his khutbah and say something else? Can he? Like, oh, it's raining outside. Can he say something like that? No, he cannot. But there's just one exception. And what is that? Let's find out. باب إذا رأى الإمام رجلا جاء وهو يخطب أمره أن يصلي